Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is Sonora the Van, part 3. We're going to finally work on brakes and see if we can maybe drive this thing around the block. That's the goal. Let's just work towards that and see how far we get. If you recall last video, we worked on interior. I haven't really done a whole lot since then. It's kind of in the same position. Got one captain seat here. The bench seat's not really mounted yet. We'll get back on this probably off camera. The biggest focus we need to work on is brakes because my master cylinder, I think, is locked up. The cool thing is, look how easy this is to work on. It's right here. Here's the list. All the parts that I got to do, I got to install, or I got to work on. So master cylinder is completely locked up, front and rear brakes, completely like wheel cylinders, pads, shoes. Hoses, I'm not going to skimp on that. I got to do hoses. We have the leaking freeze plug. We need a radiator cap, ignition switch. I've got that. We need belts. Need to add transmission fluid or do a kit. Probably should do the kit. Need to check the fuel tank, clean it out, run new fuel lines. They need to go to the new fuel pump. We need to charge a battery, get a new one, and we need to work on lights. And as you can see here, I got a lot of the parts. I thought I had wheel cylinders. I don't see any here, so I might have to. You know what? I didn't know what size to order. We got a master with a plastic caps just like that. I bought these from a local parts store. They were the wrong size. I think I need 1 inch. I don't know where I got that measurement from. Hoses, I don't know why they came in 3 different boxes. It should just be 2 different boxes. Brand new pads. I got some awesome ceramic ones. Fuel pump. I like to get these clear Wicks fuel filters. They're pretty cheap and they're better than, to me, they're better than, you know, the cheapos. And I like to be able to see. I like to see flow, and I like to see if they're clogged or not. And if there's any debris in there, you know. Radiator cap. Here is the new ignition switch. That's going to be nice. And the good thing is my ignition switch turns, so I should be able to get this out pretty easy, or the old one out. Oil filter. Oh yeah, we got to do oil and filter. Air filter. So as you can see, I got my work cut out for me. We got a long list. We got a lot to do. Let's get on it. But first, if you don't mind, I need to improve lighting in here. And there's a cardboard box right there somebody sent me from Haikunt. It's one of those awesome like hexagon light things you see in the roof of like rich YouTuber garages. Let's see if we can make that work in here. Fragile. Must be French. In our household, it is like a sin to put anything on a car, to set a box on a car, use a car as a table, walk on a car. We do not do that. We absolutely respect like all vehicles, no matter their condition. I'm breaking my rule here. I'm using the Omni's hood as a workbench. We're gonna paint this thing, so I'm not too concerned. Plus, you know, I'll be gentle. Probably not her first time. This is what it looks like when you spend $270 on one of those awesome hexagon light thingies. Very lightweight. These are the actual lights themselves. See how they plug together? It's actually pretty dang cool. It's almost like Christmas lights. I moved all the workout stuff that we haven't been using. We're gonna build this on the carpet. All right, there we are. It's much bigger than I thought it was. I think they advertised as 5x8. Very easy to install, and it actually had a bunch of extras. Not a bunch of extras, but two extra elbows and 2 extra Ys, and even an extra LED tube. That's cool. So in case one of these is faulty from the factory, they already give you spares so that you don't have to do a return. They asked what the square footage is of my shop. I think I told them 750 square foot. I can't remember exactly what my shop square footage is. I think it's more like 700. And the seller said, okay, well, your shop, based on your shop size, they said one of these would adequately light this entire shop. I don't know about that. I'm gonna plug this in for the first time. I have not seen it yet, so let's watch it together. Good Lord. Okay. It's like a dentist office. Wow, that's cool. These kind of lights look really cool when you have like a black ceiling, you know, and then it looks like the lights are floating, and I would love to do that, but I really want to put a ceiling here that's white so it reflects more light, because I need light more than I need cool looks, you know? Hillbilly lights. Holy moly. Yeah, that is very bright. Wow, it's like daylight in here. Yeah, I think one of those could work. That is unreal. All right, so this really probably took about 15-20 minutes to assemble and install. You could do it yourself, no problem. Way brighter than one of these shop lights. Brighter than probably all four of them. This was $270. I'll put a link in the description, which may have a discount code. For the price, I mean, would I buy this normally? Probably not, but this will actually improve my videos because look how bright everything is. That is incredible. I mean, it looks cool, got the cool YouTuber garage effect, right? But man, so bright on the Omni. That is rad. Now over here at the van, we got several more lights. And you know, it's pretty bright and all, but look at that area. I'll show you this at nighttime right here. Here we are in the shop at night. Holy moly, this is crazy bright. I feel like it's daytime, but it is completely dark outside. That is a lot of lumens. You could tell. Look at the other lights. They looked white and now they look yellow. Awesome. All right, now that we have light, let's get to work on the van. Now, if you recall from our last video, the brakes do not work at all. Like, it doesn't go any further than that. Like, it's hitting a brick wall. So I'm gonna pull the master cylinder, see if we can get that to go all the way. And before I break that completely loose, let's lube these and try to get these off, hopefully without breaking those lines. All right, that's a 9/16. All right, no problem. It's a good thing about these Central Texas vehicles. They're usually not too rotten. Coastal cars, you have to worry about the brake lines. But here in the hill country, we don't have that much salt or humidity. Yes. So I've been pretty lucky with brake lines. Soft lines, not so much. All right, hey, so the kids are doing their own artwork. They've been doing this lately, and it is incredible. And there goes Sherman. Nice streak.
It's hard to open, but that one was very...
You can leave them open. Just set the caps on top. Wow, that's cool.
Yeah. Here's Sherman.
A lot of drips, huh?
Yeah, but
It looks awesome.
There they are. Come on. Come on. You could do a little bit of this though.
Sherman, come look. Hey, come here.
Over it, not on it.
It's like, that's a giant step for me.
He's torn, like he wants to, like, roast is going on in the oven, or out here. He doesn't know where he wants to be.
Wait, don't paint my fence. Love how y'all look at me and you just know that I'm full of it.
There we go.
That looks awesome. All right, so we'll come back in a little bit and see what it looks like. All
It
right.
only takes like 10 or 15
Yeah.
minutes to dry.
Okay.
Now we can put a...
Okay. Wow.
tiny little frog.
What?
We found a tiny little frog. This is my friend. I found him at the park. I dropped him off
She
here.
just dropped him.
I found him at the park and then I let him free here and he's back. No, I'm serious, I did.
That's so cool.
Oh yeah. He's so cute.
All right, this master cylinder does not want to come off of this stud here. All right, so I can't get this thing off, so I went inside the van and I just hammered on the pedal, thinking it would like help push it off, and instead it just blew liquid out and the pedal works fine. So did I have some sort of clog in here that wasn't allowing fluid to move, or what? I'm confused now. I'm gonna go ahead and push the pedal right now. You see what it looks like. All right, it's like really hard to push. You got to push really hard and then it goes. So I'm gonna go ahead and replace this because it probably has a rusty spot in the piston that's in there. I think it's almost like a little combustion chamber with a little piston. And there's got to be a rust ring that I'm pushing past. That would make for some really sketchy braking. So I'm gonna replace this, just a matter of getting it off. Beating on this thing is not working. There it is. Ooh, that was rusty. All right, just curious, what does it look like when I push the brake pedal? Strangely, it still has that thing that I'm pushing past, so it's not in the master cylinder itself. It's in the linkage or it's in the booster. So that's going to be a little weird. Hopefully we don't have to replace this booster. I'm going to go ahead and clean this up and install the master. And I got to bench bleed it though. All right, I figured out how to bench bleed. I got it done, or close enough, and we're gonna go ahead and install this. Clean up this area with a wire brush. I put a little touch of grease right there on the push rod, whatever you call that, and hopefully this works. Okay, let's go ahead and put these fittings on because it's leaking like crazy. There are two different thread sizes. One's a little bit smaller than the other. Sorry about all the noise. We got fans on because it's pretty hot. Okay, got those pretty much tight. Now the master is tight. So now we'll see if the pedal does anything with the master cylinder there. No, it does not. So it was not the master cylinder is the problem. We probably have soft lines that are the problem. It won't do anything. Guess we'll pull these off and we will look at our brake hoses, pull them off, go ahead and replace them. You know, you're looking at this like, oh, you replaced a master cylinder for no reason. There was nothing wrong with the old one. Well, if we're gonna be driving this thing and I'm gonna be hauling my family in this thing, I think I want brand new brake components. I already don't like that I have an old booster, but that's just power. We still would have manual brakes. You know, when I was a kid, my dad always taught me if you're going to jack up a car, use a jack stand. So I always put a jack stand with my jack. I leave my jack there when I can. I work at a hospital, and this old patient came, an old veteran, and he told me he couldn't breathe very well because when he was a younger man, he said a Chrysler Town and Country, he was replacing the rack and pinion, and the jack stands collapsed, and it fell and crushed his lungs. And I asked if they were Harbor Freight jack stands, and he said they were, but nobody would take the case to help sue Harbor Freight or whatever. So there is this veteran at work who can, you know, barely talk, and it's just more reason to believe the whole, you know, the warning that you should always use jack stands and extra jack stands, or do what I do, like throw a tire under there, anything you can to help keep this thing from crushing you. Don't get under it, don't shake it. You know, you got to treat this stuff with respect, because this is what, 4,500, 5,000 pounds, and this is the heavy end with the engine. Anyways, let's look at this thing. So our upper ball joint is pretty much toast. Lower ball joint looks the same. This is our brake hose. Now this is why we want to replace these. This is supposed to be bolted right here, and the bracket's rusted away. It is worn out. There's no insulation left here or here. We got steel belt showing, and here. So this thing's toast. They've been greasing this thing for so many years. It's been coming out of this thing that this is covered in grease. Sounds like there's some rocks and stuff in between the backing plate and the disc. I ought to pull this whole disc off, pull this drum off, or the caliper off. The pads, I don't even see a pad on that side, but the pad on this side looks like they replaced it not too long ago. There's some meat on there. I really don't see the pad on the inside. That's weird, but oh, there it is. So there's a pad on the inside too. I've never worked on Dodge brakes besides the Omni, which I think is more simple. So we're gonna learn on this together. We're gonna check our wheel bearing. Oh, there went a rock. It just fell out, the noisy rock. It was just this tiny little guy. To drive comfortably down the road, I gotta rebuild this whole suspension, and that's not gonna be easy. It probably will be cheap, but it's not gonna be easy. Now we got what looks like a proportioning valve here with a brake light switch, so there may be an issue here. I think I'm gonna end this here for the night. The whole family's in the pool and having fun, and I wanna join them. So we'll see you in the morning after a good swim, a little bit of rest, and I gotta hurry up because we are about to go on an awesome family trip. It's gonna be a once in a lifetime opportunity for us and for our channel, and I'll tell you about that tomorrow. That's nasty.
I think you tickled him.
He don't like me.
No.
I think he's a dog.
Yeah.
Stop it. Bad chrysantula.
Oh, he's on there.
Can you knock him off?
Good.
Flip him off. No, don't flip him off, but like knock him off. Did he fall?
Oh, he's right there.
Oh, he's gonna get on your leg.
Go up.
Oh,
Oh, crap.
Goodbye. Oh, there he goes.
Oh, right back up.
He's coming back.
Come on.
He's going to the light because he wants to eat bugs. Ugh. All right, I got the heebie-jeebies, son. I'm out of here. All right, I got home from work, and Sam's doing chores. He's mowing. He likes to mow. If the kids keep their rooms clean and kind of do what they're told, they'll get $20 a month to do what they want with. You know, they kind of got their own work ethic, do their own thing. Sam saves his $20 and buys something big. Lily spends hers as soon as she gets it. Two completely different children. Anyways, I feel like I sound like a broken record here, but I don't have a lot of time to work on stuff because I got a full-time job. So I got a little bit of time this evening, and I'm gonna try to take apart these brakes, or at least figure out why the flow is not coming through that proportioning valve. So let's take a look at that. Next week, me and the family, we are driving 14 hours. We're gonna break it up in 2 days up to Kansas. I don't know if you remember, I was helping promote Radiator and their giveaway drawing. So here's the thing. I got to go back to, these days or before. I'm not a big NASCAR fan, but, I used to be a big NASCAR fan, but I'm not like a super fan or nothing. I just happened to see a video of a dude winning or getting 6th place in a race in a really low tier team. And I was like, man, who is this guy? He's super humble. And so I've ended up finding my favorite driver is Matt DiBenedetto. And, I like rooting for the underdog. I don't like rooting for the dudes with all the money. I want to see the small-time guy who isn't there just because of his name. I want to see that guy succeed. Anyways, and then I saw company Radiator sponsor them. And I was like, man, who's this company? They seem cool that they're going to support him. They're going out of their way to support one of his cars. I'm going to reach out to this company and see if I could work with them. Maybe promote their products if they give me something, always looking for some sort of cross promotional and selfishly looking for some free products, like everybody does. And they, I get to talking to them, have a really good conversation, find out that we are very similar in our beliefs, just like we are with Matt DiBenedetto, which is crazy. End up building a relationship. I'm going to help them by promoting their giveaway, sell their t-shirts, and get entered for a chance to win 2 tickets, hot passes to the Kansas Xfinity race, where you can meet Matt DiBenedetto. And lo and behold, we win the giveaway. Anyways, they ended up giving us extra pit passes, so my whole family's going. Like me and the wife and both the kids, we're all going to the Xfinity race. We got Great Wolf Lodge reserved, and it's going to be a lot of money that we don't have at the moment, so we're borrowing from the banks, and we're going to make this family event happen because this is once in a lifetime for us. And like I said, I don't know if we're going to get another opportunity to do this. It'd be cool to go in the van, but this thing's just not ready. I would love to do a trip like that in this, but that's a future video. Anyways, I want to try to get this video out before Xfinity, before the Kansas race. I don't know if it'll happen, but that's the goal, and I just want to let you know that's where we're going to be. So we're going to have a NASCAR video coming out with some behind the scenes stuff, which is pretty cool. We feel super blessed to be able to go to this. It is amazing to be with people like this. A lot of things have been happening in our lives that are really cool and we're really thankful for. Free things like this van, free things like the Kansas race. Of course, I say free, but we're going to be paying on this for months, if not years. That's okay. So I need some wrenches And we gotta bust this puppy loose. Can't get in there. Man, come on. There we go. There we go. Just completely blocked the camera with my hand so you can't see a thing, but just believe me, it's working. He's launching rocks into the shop. Jeez, boy. So I ran into a problem. So I took this fitting off up top and have flow coming out. So I realized I'm taking out the wrong fittings. I need to take out the fittings that are beyond the proportioning valve, coming out, going to each wheel cylinder. Really what I should focus on is changing the soft lines. And check this out. This thing is the bracket that holds the proportioning valve to the frame. So like, this is gonna be some work here. So bear with me. I'm gonna go ahead and do this off camera. I'll show you when I'm done. All right, I'm back after a wonderful steak dinner, and we gotta give them this list. I gotta be super focused to try to get things done. It is 10 o'clock at night. The kids are getting ready for bed, and let's knock this stuff out. This is a list, and I really need to hurry up and get on this stuff. We did master cylinder, right? So let's go ahead and mark through that. Sherman is with me. Hey, bud, you gonna help me do brakes? You good boy. Oh, I know. Front brakes. You know what? I have brake pads. Maybe we should swap those out. Let's get the drill and let's clean up these rotors. All right, guys, I decided I'm gonna use the grinder for the cup wheel. Before I do that, I wanna let you know, I know from experience you do not take safety lightly. If you recall my old Gladiator video, grinders with cup wheels are extremely dangerous, so please use proper PPE. Like I said, this comes from experience. I used to always be the guy that was like, yeah, whatever, it doesn't matter, you just use your safety squints, you know, but you only got 2 sets of eyes. No, that's not right. You only got 1 set of eyes, and you don't want to take that for granted. So I got my leather gloves on, full face shield, and let's take a crack at this. Alright, so what I did there is I pretty much just took all the rust off the surface, not really to make this perfect or anything, but really just to keep rust from getting like impregnated in the brand new pads that I install. I feel like that would be, that would just shorten the life of my brake pads, so trying to give it like a helping hand here. These rotors look to be like brand new when this thing was parked 25 years ago. There's no lip whatsoever from wear. You know, an old pad or an old rotor, you would see wear. The pads themselves would kind of wear into the rotor, and you'd have this lip right here that you would feel with your fingernail. There's nothing there, nothing at all. So these pads or rotors were probably installed right before this thing was parked. Very, very low miles on these brakes. Also, about cup wheels, they're different than just a flat, wire wheel. These things could hurt you in a heartbeat, and they're good for getting around studs, and cleaning up this area, but they will get in a bind and pop up at you, and that's how I got, a wire wheel to the face. It went all the way from, I think it hit my neck a little bit, but it went up my chin, and it went into my lip, hit my teeth and my gums, and it cut the inside of my lip. And I was lucky not to lose an eye or a tooth, It could have been really bad, and I thought I was gonna scar for the rest of my life, but it kind of faded away, thank God. Anyways, if you're gonna use a cup wheel, never go with one hand. I think I was using one hand at the time, but always use 2 hands and be super, super firm. And hi, are you scared? This is what he does when he's scared. Anyways, Sherman needs proper PPE if I were to do this. I would not do this with him here. So I'm going to go ahead and bust off this caliper and install some new pads on this side, and then we'll, I guess, drop this side and go to the other side. I got a light this time. Alright, I took those little plates off. It looks like, well, alright, we got our caliper, and the drums are just removing themselves. What? Okay, here's the other drum. I mean, pad, what am I saying? They are brand new. It's hard to trust old stuff. There is way more meat on the inner pad than there is the outer pad, but there's a ton of meat. And look at the difference there. Still, a ton of meat. Now, you could trust these, I guess, if you want to, but if you're hauling your family, you'd be like, nah, I want brand new products. Age wears stuff. Look perfect, but you go to drive it and all of a sudden it wears out, you know? Kind of like a fuel pump. Like a fuel pump's got a rubber diaphragm inside, and if you were to try the fuel pump on this engine, and you'd be like, oh yeah, it's pumping. Oh, 10 miles down the road, that diaphragm cracks because it's old and brittle, and suddenly you no longer have a fuel pump. So sometimes you need to replace components, whether they look good or not, you know? And that's what I'm gonna do. Let's hope this caliper's good. Okay, got my brand new pads here. The smaller looking one goes in the middle. I already pushed the piston back down with a C-clamp. Pads look like they're gonna work. There we go. Well, come on. Why aren't you going? There it is. There it is. Now it's in place. So Mopar just has these weird little spring bracket thingies. Hope I remember which way they go. It's like a little spring plate, just keeps it from backing off, but allows it to still float. So this side is good, I believe. I didn't clean the inside of the rotor like I did the outside, but we'll do what we can. And any little bit that we can clean is better than nothing, you know? Sherman, you gotta get dirty. That is just a feather. You want that? You want a feather? You can get it. You want a feather? Here. So, brake fluid, I don't know if you've ever done brakes, but oil gets all over you. It's dark, but it's kind of thick. Brake fluid is so thin that it, like, I wouldn't say soaks into your skin, but it's kind of, I don't know, just feels gross. So it sucks getting brake fluid on you. Try to avoid that. Wear gloves if you can. Rubber gloves. Alright, I'd say this side is good enough to throw a wheel back on, and I would prefer to put a wheel on it so that if it falls, it doesn't fall on me. So let's do that. Hey baby, show everybody the new shirts. Let me see the front. Little Texas Hillbilly, this is for Sam's channel, right?
Yeah.
What's the back look like? Little Texas Hillbilly YouTube channel. Now the red doesn't really show up very good on the pink, but you can get this shirt in black or navy and a couple other colors, purple. I think it looks really good. Awesome, you like it? Fits you good. That's a medium, which fits really fine. Always order a little bit larger than you think. All right, Lil, I'm about to throw this tire back on. You want to help me? Mm-hmm. Okay. Good job. All right, I put some Never Seas on these, so don't touch the lugs or it'll get you super dirty for the rest of your life, right? Good job, baby. You could just get them started and put the next ones on, and we'll use the wrench, the T-bar, to tighten them up. Good job. What are you doing, Sherman? You got a feather? Sherman. Hey, you too focused, huh? He's just tearing up that feather. All right, you remember how to spin that without letting it hit your face? So you scoot back a little bit, yep. You hold the end, and you give it a spin. Is it too tight to spin? Yeah, okay. Well, you got it. Good job, Bean.
Daddy.
Yeah.
When I move up to a higher level on crocheting.
On crochet, yeah?
I'm gonna make stuffed animals.
Sweet. I can't wait to see that. You're so talented. Look at you go. Lily was tightening up these wheels. She just ran inside because it's pretty late, pretty close to bedtime. I loosened it up because it wasn't turning anymore. And if I tighten like one lug nut, the caliper is actually hitting the inside of the wheel. So these 15-inch steel wheels are not big enough for this van. How bizarre is that? I never thought I was going to run into this situation. The caliper is just so big that you need a different wheel design. I swear this thing rolled. You know what? I'm going to tighten these up, and we're just going to we're just gonna deal with it. Maybe it's gonna drag, maybe it's not. All right, we're on the dark side here. When you hear dark side, what do you think? Pink Floyd or Star Wars? I think Pink Floyd. Not really a Star Wars fan. I don't really give it all the hype is about. Let me know in the comments. Why is Star Wars good? I should like Star Wars if we got a hippie van, right? Spaceballs, now that's a movie. It's weird as how this wheel does not bind with the caliper like the other side. I wonder if I need to get a wheel spacer, or I need a set of the smooth chromes that were on this originally. I need to find one more at least, because one of them was, the bolt holes were really wallered out and unsafe. So I need one replacement. The others are kind of rusty, but it's okay, I'll deal with it. The whole van's like not perfect, right? So if anybody has a lead for one chrome smoothie, like the wheels that were on this originally, let me know. This is 5 on 4.5, like Jeep pattern. All right, before I get under this, let's set up a jack stand. This is the passenger side. It doesn't look as bad. The brake hose actually looks all right, but I'm gonna replace it anyways. So I'm gonna do this off camera because it's so dark. I'll just show you when I'm done. All right, we got the side done. New brake pads, new brake line. I cleaned this up too, and it's looking really good. Besides that sound. Anyways, looking good. That's enough for today. It's already 11:30. I think the wife and kids are already in bed. Front brakes, I say, are done. 2 things off the list already. I love little victories. One little step forward is better than no step forward or backwards. You know what I mean? So, awesome. And these Haikun lights have been amazing. This is like daylight in here. So, let's shut her down and we'll pick it back up in the morning. Hey guys, good afternoon. It's the next day and I came to a disaster. It looks like I forgot to tighten one of these brake lines and dang, super thin oil all in my concrete. Dang it. I replaced this bleeder screw and I left it loose thinking I would like gravity bleed because it was too late to have one of the kids come out and do it for me or to help me bleed these brakes. And it definitely gravity bled. I wonder if there's any fluid left. A lot of suction there. There's still some fluid, look at that. Oh yeah, we're good. Wow, so front brakes are, I think they're bled. That's funny. All right, I got the area cleaned up with soap and water, and I was about to put the wheel back on, but then I was thinking about it. Fuel pump is right there. Why don't we swap out this fuel pump while we're here? I use this little guy, and I kind of cooked this area of it and finally got this fitting to break free. I was putting the opened end of a 1/2-inch wrench on it and it was actually like slipping off or spreading out my wrench, which is crazy. I've never seen that. Anyways, down to just the mounting screws. So let's see if 9/16 is that the right size? It is. So I'm gonna try my impact driver right here and see if this can get this guy off. Nope. How about the other side? Nope, not the right angle. Okay, then let's try the ratchet. Oh, yep. That one's broke free, maybe enough to get the impact driver on. And then this one, I can't even see the bolt. There's so much crud wrapped around it. Something up high on the firewall is leaking. A bunch of debris, a bunch of grease and stuff. It's really nasty stuff. And I could barely get this socket on there. That's on it. That sounds better. Oh, that slipped. Come on. Oh, it just won't grab nothing. Oh, I think I broke it free. Yes. Okay. There it is. The nut is out. I think it fell. Let's try the other one. Now that one's out. Okay. Now, this is out. And when you put these back in, you got to make sure you get this surface under the camshaft. But all right, fuel pump out. Quick comparison. I think they're close enough. See if we get this angle perfectly the same, which is like that. That angle's, I think it's close enough. And ports are coming out the right way. That should work. You want to see the new fuel pump?
Yeah.
Check it out right here. So there's a diaphragm, like a rubber diaphragm in here. And this thing just goes up and down. And that causes pumping. So that sucks in here and blows out here, or vice versa. I'm not sure. I think it sucks in here and it blows out. This would be pressurized. So do you know what pushes it up and down on that surface?
No?
So it pushes on the camshaft, and you want to see what it pushes on?
Yeah.
All right, peek your head underneath the fender. Look where the light's shining. Look in that hole, the fuel pump hole.
Whoa.
You see it?
Yeah.
You can see where it's been rubbing, and that is a oblong, like cam-shaped lobe that pushes the pump up and down. Cool, right? So that's a mechanical fuel pump.
So that means when you turn the key, it doesn't like start pumping?
No, it doesn't pump until you start cranking. Oh, I dropped the screw. I'm dropping the light. Man, I thought this would be easier going through the doorway. Oh, these bolts don't fit the bolt holes? You've got to be kidding me. No way. Already got the gaskets on, and the bolts don't go through these bolt holes. I got to drill these bolt holes out. That is ridiculous. What? Who would design this like that? What? There we go. We made it good. And the other bolt, where'd you go? Where are you? It's vanished. Seriously? This is going great. By the way, this RTV stuff, it'll ruin your favorite shirt. And I bet you the wind noise is so bad you can't even hear me. Holy moly. Try again. So the way it is right now, the cam is in the position where it's pushing down on the fuel pump. So it's gonna be hard. Woo, success, we did it. Okay, one more little victory. Where is fuel pump? Right there. Awesome. You know what's cool is Sam is at the age now where he's doing this stuff for me. So I don't have to. And he's enjoying it. I don't know if I showed you this yesterday. Sam mowed the whole lawn. He even went to the backyard and mowed that, and it looks amazing. And here he goes. First time ever using a weed eater. It's just an electric one, not too bad, but he's got his safety glasses on, his sunglasses. He's got his boots on, and he's doing great. It's so cool. Sam came and got me. Grandma's water heater sprung a leak. It's a little plastic fitting right there. Why would you use a plastic fitting? All right, disaster averted. I happen to have a plug with a plug, a reducer with a plug. So we are dry and it's filling back up. Got all the air out of the system. This thing was nasty. There's a lot of sediment in there. Our water has a ton of sediment, so it's nice and clean now. I'm gonna let this dry out, then I'll put the door back on. Crazy, right, son? Here's the, if you look up here, don't touch nothing because it's got hot electricity. That's the plug that I put in. It had a plastic plug. Stupid, right?
Yeah.
Anyways, great placement of my post, huh? Mm-hmm. Good thing this door just popped off these hinges. All right, Sam's all done weed eating. Sweet, looks good along the porch, looks good along the fence.
Oh, I forgot a little tiny strip
Hey,
that I forgot to mow.
give me 5. Nice job. Okay, you see the list?
Yeah.
Is there anything on there you think you can do? You are filthy. What have you been eating? Ice cream sandwich? You crazy girl.
Lights.
Lights? You gonna diagnose and fix all the lights?
Yeah.
Okay. I think
Is that easy?
not at all. You can put the radiator cap on.
What's that?
You know where the radiator is on a car?
I don't know what it is.
Open up that box. You can tear it.
What is that?
That's a radiator cap. You want to install it?
Yeah.
Okay, let's go. Let's see if you can figure out where a radiator cap goes. Watch your...
Right here.
Oh, okay.
Is it in the engine?
It's really close to you. Good job. Now what? Gotta turn it righty-tighty. That's lefty. Okay, push down and turn hard. Did it slip off or did it go? Look at you. I think you got it. Go till it's straight. Did it stop? I think you did it, baby.
Stop. That was easy.
Yeah, mark that off the list. Good job! Now let's go swim, okay? Oh, thank you. You ready to go swim?
Yeah.
All right, let's go. Still got daylight, very little, but we are running out of time in the season to enjoy this thing out here. So that's it for tonight. I think we're gonna go swim. Good morning. It's early the next morning. I'm still trying to wake up. The wife and kids are still asleep, and I figured I'd get an early start on the van, try to make some progress. Got to take advantage of my weekends and not waste time, you know. But I remembered yesterday we picked up something on the side of the highway, and it's pretty cool. I want to show you. Check that out. We have these people that come mow the side of our highway, and a lot of them wear giant hats like this. This one doesn't look too dirty and used up, but it looks like it got ran over by the mowers. This thing is humongous. It's hard to tell, but it's wider than my shoulders. So I'm gonna clean this thing up, and I might use it, you know, to mow my yard or whatever. All right, but let's get back on the list. Let's see, rear brakes, brake hoses. I need to do brake hoses and rear brakes. Do I have brake hose? I don't have pads. I thought I bought brake pads, but dang, I can't do rear brakes. But what I need to check is a fuel line and the fuel tank. So I already got it taken loose up front. Let's get underneath the back, take a look at the fuel tank, and see what we're working with there. All right, here we go. Now somebody asked if it was a plastic fuel tank. No, 79, I didn't think so. Got some surface rust here. Doesn't look like there's any serious rust holes, maybe right there. KBS tank sealer can handle that. This looks pretty screwed up. Why would they put a filler down low? Might need to get a new little grommet there. But should we drop the tank? I don't think so. That's a lot of debris down here. We got a big old axle. Where are the fuel lines? Here's fuel lines, and there's the cinder. All right, so that looks like a factory hose clamp right there too. So we'll bust off that soft line and see if we can blow it through the hose or the line, the hard line. I got that clamp off. All right, I'm gonna go to the other side and blow air through this, see if anything comes out. Well, I guess it blew out, huh? Lots of nasty fuel in the lines, but we don't have a clog. All right, next I'm gonna blow in the tank. Tell me if you hear any air coming out. All right, what I was doing is blowing into the fuel outlet right there from the sending unit. I'm gonna, I guess, blow from the other side. I couldn't get any air to go in. It seemed like that might be clogged. So I'm gonna blow from the filler neck area and see if any sound comes out here. There's nowhere to set the phone, so. It seems like there's a massive clog somewhere. Fuel lines are fine, but the tank There's something wrong. We're gonna have to drop that, probably remove the cinder, maybe just go ahead and put a new cinder in it. So what else can we do? I say we work on that pulley. It's not even on the list. Go figure. Don't you love that? There's a pulley that's got so much rust that it's spread out and hitting the water pump. So let's get that rust cleaned out, try to reshape that pulley. We did front hoses. I still gotta do rear. We need to buy new pads. Oh, we could work on this freeze plug. I need to learn how to do the ignition switch. We don't have any belts. All right, so pulley rust. All right, check this out. This is the lower pulley. And it sat, you know, in the dirt for so long and the high grass that look at the rust between the two pulleys. Right here. Now that has grown so much that it pushed these pulleys that way and that way. And you can see that one is so far over that it's hitting that pulley up there. It's not good. I'm not looking to buying a new pulley set. That's crazy. I mean, the harmonic bouncer could stay, but you take these pulleys off. I think that's the plan. All right, here's our busted freeze plug. You gotta try to pop that thing out. I've never done a freeze plug, so I'm gonna figure this out on my own. All right, freeze plug is out, and this is what we're dealing with. So I'm gonna vacuum all that out, I guess, and put a new freeze plug in there. I guess that is how you do it. It worked pretty good, actually. Hopefully this doesn't leak. All right, another little victory. Love it. Next, I'm going to focus on replacing the ignition tumbler with the brand new one with a key. Well, we got a key that works, but, well, it's really hard to get in, but I can't get this little keeper, the one that was so much work to get out, I can't get it back in because you got to push super hard. Got to pull the steering shaft up a little bit and somehow push that in, and I can't do it. So I got to do some research, figure out how you're supposed to do that. Before we do that, let's clean up the steering because this thing is disgusting. Go. That's better. I'm gonna try some simple green first. Probably way too much. And we're just gonna let this soak for a while and we'll come back and scrub it. All right, here's the wheel. Hopefully this stuff starts to clean off. Oh yeah, it's falling off with my thumb. So that'll clean up pretty good, I think. That's cool. I'll get a little lunch break. Sam was weed eating. Now it looks like he's got the saker out. Using the hedge trimmer, trying to cut that hill. And I think Lily's out here. She's actually gonna try to make her own YouTube channel with horses. Horses, dinosaurs, things like that. Hey baby, how's it going?
Good.
Good job. Proud of you. Well, it cleaned up a ton. It's not perfect, but it's a lot better than it was. I'm gonna see, hopefully it dries not sticky. It doesn't feel sticky at all right now, but we'll see what it feels like when we're done. Being that this doesn't have a airbag, I could put whatever steering wheel I want on here, but for now, well, I missed a spot. But for now, I'm gonna run this. Once I figure out how the heck to put that, that lock ring back in. But yeah, little victories. Love these little victories. So why is the Omni on the trailer, you ask? I am taking this to a homeschool co-op tomorrow for a class that I'm teaching. I'm teaching basic automotive to 6th through 12th graders, and tomorrow we're gonna get into some heavy stuff. We're gonna talk about like our 4-stroke engine, the cycle. We're gonna talk about, you know, components, the 3 elements that you need for combustion to happen, all kinds of stuff: 4-wheel drive, 2-wheel drive, front-wheel drive, rear-wheel drive, you know, everything. We're gonna go over all these basics. It's a 1-hour class every Monday, and today or tomorrow is gonna be the exciting one for the kids, and we're gonna take the Omni so they can see all this stuff in person, not just on paper or on a whiteboard. All right, I got my 2-foot Radiator axle strap double wrapped around the axle, just a single ratchet going back to the back of the trailer. Up front, got my winch holding the front of the car down. I also got just a regular ratchet strap from Radiator on here. And it's just such a small trailer that I'm using. I'm not using my car hauler. I'm just using my 6.5 by 12, because we're not going too far and this car doesn't weigh very much. So I'm not using all my axle straps that I normally would. Like I said, this is just a couple miles down the road. But boy, don't those wheels look good. Soon, Momney, you're gonna get painted and you're gonna look really, really good from a distance. So I got the wheel on and it looks pretty good. It's a little wobbly. I don't know what happened. It's weird that it's touching there. I don't know. It's like, is that more wobbly than normal? It seems wobbly to me. And as if like the shaft's bearing is loose. And I put everything back together exactly how it came apart. I did not. What am I thinking? Here's a spring. Oh my gosh. All right. Well, gee willikers. Golly. Dag nabbit, doggone it, all that stuff. We gotta take this thing apart, put the spring in, try again. That's gonna be like the 4th time. Cleaned up my hat, washed it with simple green and a bunch of other stuff. Now that right there is a hat. It's blowing right on me, all the smoke. I must suck, right? I must suck really bad. We need to cut that limb off, the one Lily's stripping. You can strip all the bark off that you want. That limb needs to go. It's doing nothing. I don't know what you're hand signaling. No.
Good job. Look at that tenderloin. Or
We
tender.
did it!
We could probably put all of them on there.
We made our own cooking spot.
Ooh, right in my face.
Looking good, y'all.
That is awesome. I wish, and I'm gonna use that aluminum foil for the lid.
Yeah. That'll be
So
like,
we can kind of steam it.
it's almost like a Dutch oven if you do that.
Oh, that's just wrong.
Sherman's keeping his distance.
Yeah.
Look at that, it's actually boiling.
How's
Looking
the corn
good,
doing?
looking good. You guys, the kids made this fire pit. Well, we did homeschool this morning and hauled this there, set it up for the kids to look at. Didn't even have time to look at it. We spent so much time in the classroom and the kids seemed to be super involved and interested, and it went really well. but unfortunately didn't make it to the hands-on activity. So that'll be in 2 weeks. That will be 1 week after we go to the Kansas Xfinity race. I got to finish that. Check it out. Got the wheel all on, everything looking good. Keys done. Pretty cool. Looks much better than it did before with all that, you know, that crappy wrap on it. It's not sticky. There might be like one little spot right around here. It's a little bit sticky, but it's you know, normally you get a car that's been sitting for 20 years and the steering wheel's so sticky you can't even touch it. Looking good. All right, that's done. I'm actually moving on to seats. I kind of might want to try to drive this thing, so I want to put a driver's seat in it at least. This, I knocked that box off and I got pretty decent brackets, and this looks like it's already ready to go across, so it's like I just need one more, and I might be able to find that and hopefully make this work. All right, sorry it's so loud. I have to have all the fans on. But here is another seat. Building the brackets just like I did on here to install it right there. And these are the brackets. These two right here. This is how I made them, just a piece of angle iron. And that's how the other ones are, with those notches out right there so the tracks have room. Really just spacing out the bolts, you know? So what you didn't see is I installed this seat. And it works pretty good. I know blue doesn't go at all, whatever. But it was easy. I used one of its factory brackets right there. And then I just made one right there out of angle iron. It's pitched back a little bit. You can see that angle right there, the change. But I sat in it, it feels really comfortable. I like it. So I need more angle iron, I'm all out. So sorry, no passenger, but that's okay. I'm still working on the engine. We're not really ready to put that seat in yet. Still gotta do the whole front, you know, floors and redo all this stuff. You know, the whole front needs to be redone. And then the back, still coming along. Anyways, I didn't even plan on doing interior. I just, if I'm gonna drive this, I wanna be able to sit on something. Good job.
That's all?
Well, you can tighten them all a little bit more.
Oh my
Good.
gosh.
Okay, we got the third seat in. So we got a driver and 2 middle passenger seats. So if you remember this seat, if you folded it forward, it didn't lay down very flat. Here, let me show you. You know, like that's supposed to be a table. That is not flat, right? Well, this one, I kind of adjusted it a little bit. That's a lot flatter, right? See the difference? So that's almost usable as a table. Maybe we just won't use that one, or I'll try to adjust it. I don't know which. Because it is kind of nice to have a seat where like the legs, the front of the seat pan is up a little bit versus, you know, fairly flat and level. What's cool is this has a child latches there. This one doesn't, so you can put a kid seat. Our kid's too old for that, but that's cool. I gotta remove these. We're not gonna use those. Man, looking out of place, but still cool. Sam's a weed-eating maniac lately. Look at him go. What's up?
Cutting all the, like, 2 feet of grass up there.
Cool. Why'd you come back over here?
Lily wanted to show him something.
Oh, okay. Snake skin?
Yeah.
Snake skin?
Snake skin?
That's plastic underneath our rocks from our original driveway. Kind of look like snake skin. All right, I got the fuel pump hooked up to a gas can, just sitting right over there. I'm gonna actually see if this thing will start up. I really want to see if the brakes do anything too. Whoa. Okay. In park. Yeah, the fuel lines are completely dry, so we're gonna try to suck fuel out of this gas tank with a brand new non-primed fuel pump. See what happens. we need to get the right wheels. Yes, that's good enough to drive. We just need the right wheels because these are rubbing. Smoke is not great, but not bad. Smoking at the shop a little. Sounds good actually. A little clattery over here. Sounds good under the hood. Little rough. But look at it go. Pump and feel like it should. Pinholes. Worse than pinholes. It's completely corroded. Come on. Well, I guess now I need a radiator. And it's alright. I'm glad I noticed that. I just moved this little tube and all of a sudden roar started coming out there. So I guess we can't let this guy get hot until we get a new radiator. That's unfortunate, but it's again probably something that we should get before we try to trust this thing. We need a good operating cooling system. So yeah, probably needs a new radiator. Now what's this all about? Why am I leaking water here? Looks like it's a heater line. These lines come all the way back here for the rear heat. So, don't catch that. That's another leak in the cooling system. Let's open up the men's room, get some airflow. Blasting out water out of that hole. It's good. This is good. I'm not gonna let it get hot though. Let's see if the gauges work. Anything. We got nothing. We got nothing. Yeah, and that's it. And a lot of air. That's annoying. There we go. That sounds better. Alright, I think we're going to shut it off. With a key. How cool is that? Ooh, she's getting warm. Let's see if it'll start. Oh, dang, bummer. Well, that was cool. Well, how about that? She runs on her fuel pump, so I think if we get a fuel system cleaned out, or a new fuel tank, we get a new cylinder in there, we will have a fully operational fuel system, I think. So it pumps fuel out of that gas can and runs just fine, purrs like a kitten. Makes some funky noises, but that's, you know, the air cleaner, or, well, I don't even know what that is, the EGR, something that plugs into the air cleaner, and probably an EGR, and it needs to be, you know, going to something so it shuts it up. Couple exhaust leaks. We got this coolant leak here in the radiator, so we need a new radiator. We got to plug or bypass, get rid of those heater core lines that go to the back, or hook them up. I don't know which. For now, we'll probably just bypass them. But did you see the brakes worked? They're not perfect, they're not wonderful, but they work. That's enough to test drive, I think. Once we get some wheels that fit these calipers and don't drag, we'll be able to take this thing on a test drive. But I do need to fix that cooling system because I don't want to drive around and overheat this thing. Also need to add some gauges to it. So I gotta, yeah, I'm gonna have to pick up one of the set of gauges, you know, coolant, temp, oil pressure, and amp or whatever, because I'm not sure that the gauges on the gauge cluster or the dash are working. So need to pick up one of those. Still got a lot of work to do on the interior, got a lot of work to do on this thing, man, but it's a lot of fun, and kids are excited about going for a cruise, going for a trip in this thing. We want to go on like a camping trip, not necessarily camping in the van, but take this thing on its cruise, on the trip to, you know, not too far, just a maiden voyage, and try it out. So super excited about this one, y'all. I don't think we're gonna get to driving this thing before our trip, so, and I want to put a video out for y'all, so I think I'm probably gonna stop it here. Stay tuned. There will be a lot more van content coming up. We got a lot of work to do. Don't give up on me. I've lost a ton of subscribers because I haven't posted a van video in a while, and sorry, but it's coming. Hang in there. Thanks for watching. Check us out on Texas Hillbilly J. If you want to see any teasers as to what's coming up next, check out Sam's channel, Little Texas Hillbilly. Our second channel, Texas Hillbilly Homestead. I don't post much on there, but if you want to see extra stuff, it's on there. And if you want to send the kids anything, there's a link down below. Thanks for watching. We'll see you guys in a few weeks.